Well, welcome to IBC for this Nomad unboxing video. I'll be showing you what's in the box, what the Nomad can do, and we'll also have a look at some of the interfaces, the GUIs, and how easy it is to use and set up so that you can be monitoring IP, OTT, satellite or terrestrial or cable in a matter of minutes. So let's get on and see what's inside the box, shall we? This is how it arrives. This looks like a USB cable, but it's not actually a USB cable. This is a serial cable. We just use the USB interface. This is a serial cable. Don't lose this. It's very important, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So let's put that down there. We've got a mains adapter here. As you can see, it's a standard IEC connector. We'll be using this. It comes with a European plug. I mean, the standard shipping comes with a European plug, but as it's an IEC, you can change that for anything that's local to where you happen to be. We'll be using that in a minute as well, when we power it up. So, here is the Nomad. Sleek little device. Very nice. Weighs less than 1 kilo. Less than a kilo. Very important in a portable unit. So let's have a look at what's in this little box, shall we? Small but very powerful. Now the first thing you'll notice is, one of the first things you'll notice are the power connections at the back. So there's the power connection there, 12 volts. And there's the serial cable. It looks the USB connector. This is the serial cable. And this is enable us to get into the unit to set the IP address up. Now, it does come with a preset IP address, factory set, and they're all the same. But just in case this ever gets changed or you want to get in for some other reason, then the serial cable, that USB cable I showed you, that connects here. And then there's a little lock there for the Kensington lock, so that you can lock it in place and it doesn't get stolen. So that's the rear. The business end is at the front, of course. And this little USB dongle here is in fact a Wi-Fi hotspot. And this is important because as soon as this is powered on, this starts transmitting, and this gives you a Wi-Fi hotspot, and you can connect your laptop to it straight away. You don't need a cable. Although we do have a management interface, an RJ45 here, and you can connect that using the standard IP address, which just to let you know is 10.0.20.101, 10.0.20.101, and that is the default management IP address. But the easiest way to get in is via the Wi-Fi hotspot. So looking along there from your left to right, we have the Wi-Fi, and then we have the data port. Now this is an RJ45, as you see. It's a 1 gig data interface, and this enables us to monitor 10 UDP multicasts straight out of the box. Now you can upgrade that if you want to, but out of the box it does 10 multicasts. This is also where you can monitor up to 10 OTT streams as well. So the Nomad is able to monitor OTT and UDP multicasts. You can do inbound management on the data interface as well. This is quite useful if you need to use a wired interface, but you only have one network, for example. Now next to that, we've got an empty SFP socket. Now this is an option. This can be optioned, so this could be a second 1 gig data interface. This could be quite useful if you wanted to monitor UDP multicasts on one network and then OTT streams on a completely separate network. So this would be a useful option if you wanted to monitor 2 networks at the same time, or maybe a main and backup network. Now we come to the 2 BNC connectors. The BNC to the right is the ASI input. So this is a standard ASI stream, 270 megabits, and an ASI output. So this could be a loop through, but the ASI output is in fact actually even more useful than that. We can stream to the ASI output any of the RF inputs. And I'll explain that a little bit more in a moment. So we've got ASI in, ASI out. And then next to that, we've got a satellite input, DVBS, DVBS2, all the way up to 32 APS-K. And next to that, the second F-type is a DVBT, DVB-T2, or DVB-C. Now, of course, you can't run a terrestrial and a cable at the same time because we've only got one input. But you could run a satellite and a cable input at the same time and be monitoring both simultaneously, or a satellite and a terrestrial at the same time. And finally, on the front panel, we've got a 1 PPS input. So if you're running, say for example, you're doing an SFN network and you need very accurate timing, so this is the 1 PPS input. So that's the outside of this very compact, easy to carry, easily transportable box. Of course, its usefulness lies in the GUI and what it can do, and we'll look at that in a moment. Some of the other features it has, for example, there's the return data path. This enables you to make a transport stream recording on board. On board there's a 32 gigabyte SD card, and you can make transport stream recordings. And now those transport stream recordings can come from either of the two RF inputs, the ASI input, and the IP input. So we can record the MPEG transport stream onto this 32 gig card. And you can make a manual recording, or you can make a recording on error. So if any of these streams exhibits an error that you choose, you can choose from up to 3 errors, then this will trigger a recording. So you always trap the error in the middle of the recording. This is very useful. As I said, you can make a manual recording at any time. Just click a button and the record goes on. You can also forward either of any of these transport streams and re-encapsulate them into IP and forward them into the network. And again, that's very useful if the Nomad is remotely positioned and you're actually web browsing it from somewhere else. You want to see a stream that's coming in from satellite, no problem. Just re-encapsulate it, pass it back down the network. Very straightforward, very easy to do, very powerful. As with any BridgeTech Design probe, you would expect a whole host of features. So let's dive into the GUI and see what this can do. So the first thing I want to do is connect it up. So if you'll bear with me, I'll make some connections. We have a source of signals here at IBC, and we can see this GUI in action. I believe this is the ASI input. And we have an ASI output. Okay, that's the unit switched on, and after a few seconds you'll see the Wi-Fi hotspot flashing. The little Wi-Fi hotspot is flashing blue, and this indicates that the Wi-Fi hotspot is active. I can now start my laptop, look for the Nomad Wi-Fi hotspot, join that hotspot, and web browse to 192.168.1.1.